In Hungary, crisis management has been a success, unlike in Europe, Prime Minister Viktor Orbán told Kossuth Radio. The Prime Minister said Hungary is attacked in the EU in order to put pressure on the government to deviate from the path it had taken. Orbán said financially Hungary is on a stable footing and requires no help. He added that interest on state securities is continuously falling, so Hungary has access to cheaper credit. Meanwhile, public debt had been down and the budget deficit is at an acceptable level, he added. Hungary insists on pursuing its own economic policy until the time it adopts the euro, the Hungarian premier said in Madrid after talks with his Spanish counterpart on Tuesday. Europe must do more to boost its economic performance in the face of much better performances elsewhere around the world, Viktor Orbán told a press conference after talks with Mariano Rajoy. Orbán said the two governments shared an economic philosophy that emphasizes closer cooperation of member states within the eurozone and greater flexibility for non-members, such as Hungary. Further measures are not needed for Hungary to keep its deficit target this year, Economy Minister Mihály Varga said, presenting the government's convergence program. Varga said economic growth will restart this year. The economy will expand by 0.7% this year and 1.9% in 2014, while the deficit will stay below 3% of the GDP as expected by the European Union, and the public debt will decrease, he added. The reserves in the budget are sufficient to cover for risks, he said. The government's earlier projection of 5.2% inflation has been reduced to 3.1%, Varga said. Deputy Prime Minister Tibor Navracsics said not only Holocaust victims but their unborn were being commemorated today. Hungary is missing generations of great and talented people due to the Nazi death camps, Navracsics said at a commemoration held at a memorial to people shot in the river Danube in 1944. Zoltán Pokorny, a lawmaker of ruling Fidesz, noted that as education minister in the first Fidesz government, he had proposed designating April 16th as the Holocaust Remembrance Day. It marks the establishment of the first ghetto in Hungarian territory in 1944. Critics of Hungary have now cited the same unfounded arguments now for the third time. MEP József Szájer, vice president of the parliamentary group of the European People's Party, said at a European parliamentary discussion dedicated to Hungary's constitution. Speaking on behalf of the European Commission, Viviane Reding pledged to conduct a factual and impartial evaluation of Hungary's fourth constitutional amendment. The Commission's report is not expected to be completed before early June, when the European Parliament will probably have the issue on its agenda. Kolozsvár is a positive example. A peaceful coexistence of Hungarians and Romanians are demonstrated through spectacular achievements in the city, State Secretary for Foreign Affairs Zsolt Németh said after meeting Kolozsvár Mayor Emil Bok and Deputy Mayor Anna Horváth. Németh said that earlier tension in the city has now been replaced by positive examples. He mentioned, for instance, the joint restoration project of the city's King Matthias monument and protecting the historic Hungarian tombs in the Házsongárd cemetery. The Romanian Prime Minister has apologized for the nationalizations during communism. Victor Ponta conceded that private individuals and churches had suffered historic injustice when their homes, land or churches were confiscated by the communists 7 decades ago. The RMDS said the restitution law could soon settle the issues of real estate confiscated from Hungarian churches too. The new law will come into effect in the coming days if it passes through constitutional review and if the opposition does not topple the government in a no-confidence procedure, which has been suggested by the law's critics. The Slovak Education Ministry has proposed that Slovak should not be taught as a second mother tongue, but as a foreign language to ethnic minority children. The proposal came in the wake of a recent report which established that each child could have only one mother tongue, which is Hungarian for ethnic Hungarians. Currently used textbooks, however, often include complicated literary texts, which makes it difficult for children to master Slovak if they do not speak Slovak at home.
As in earlier years, the Festival of Hungarian Theatres in other countries will be held in Thalia Theatre in Budapest. The festival, to take place between May the 15th and the 19th, will offer 9 performances. Deputy Prime Minister Zsolt Semjén said festivals of this kind embody the whole nation, Hungarian culture, and the specific traditions of each Hungarian community.
Hungarian wines took away 11 gold, 12 silver and 17 bronze prizes at the unofficial World Wine Championships in Bordeaux in France. Out of the 40 gongs, 18 went to Eger, which made Eger the most successful Hungarian wine region at the Challenge International du Vin, which is the world's most prestigious competition, in which 38 countries from 5 continents took part.